Hi, and welcome to Music Theory with Ras. Today we're looking at chord formation and once again visiting the major scale. Since I love a random element, let's roll a dice and see what key we're in. 8. That'll be E. So let's dive in. Firstly, let's find our E major scale. We know from the circle of fifths it has 4 sharps, and if we apply our major scale pattern, we see that the scale is E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and back to E. We should also note the numbers for this scale on our chromatic chart, as this will be handy later on. To construct chords, we simply stack thirds. To do this, you simply choose a note from the scale, skip a note, play next one, skip one, play the next. It's easy to show on a keyboard. It's the same process for a guitarist, but since a guitar is basically 6 keyboards stacked up with an offset on each keyboard, well, like I said, easy to show on the keyboard. I could do a video discussing the differences between guitar and keyboard and the similarities. Let me know in the comments if you think I should. Anyway, using this process we get 3 major chords, E, A and B, 3 minor chords, C sharp minor, F sharp minor and G sharp minor, and 1 chord that is really unpopular and never gets invited to parties, D sharp diminished. It's worth noting that all of these chords have 2 inversions. By this we mean changing the order of the notes. So E, G sharp, B can be played G sharp, B, E as a first inversion, or B, E, G sharp as a second inversion. We can name these chords using Roman numerals. This enables us to easily transpose to a different key. The Roman numeral system uses capitals for major or augmented chords and lowercase for minor or diminished. The 3 major chords could be considered the 3 primary chords from the scale, which gives the scale its distinct sound. Let's have a listen to how the major scale sounds over these chords. Every major scale has a relative minor scale, which has a root starting a minor third below the root of the major scale, or on the 6th degree of the major scale if you prefer. In this case, C sharp minor. If we look at the numbers, this time we have 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6 and flat 7. Since the intervals are measured from the root, and we are now considering C sharp to be the root, we get a different set of intervals making up the scale. However, constructing chords using the relative minor scale creates the same chords as the major scale. We just get a seemingly different set of intervals and Roman numerals. It's worth noting that in a minor key, when playing jazz, 2 diminished, often with a 7th added and in disguise as a minor 7 flat 5, is not so unpopular and gets to go to parties more often. The 3 minor chords could be considered the 3 primary chords from this scale, which give this scale its distinct sound. Now let's have a listen to how the major scale sounds over these chords. Now let's have a listen to how the minor scale sounds over the same chords. Most popular modern music uses both major and minor chords in a progression, and often uses a pentatonic 5-note scale rather than the full 7-note scale. To create a pentatonic scale which works over both major and relative minor, simply take the major scale and omit the 4th and 7th. Let's hear how that scale sounds over a common chord progression. I've added some drums for fun. The minor scale, without going into too much detail, used to give composers problems due to the 7 chord being a tone away from the root. To alleviate this, the harmonic minor scale was used. We create this by raising the 7th degree of the scale. In this example, we raise the B to a B sharp, not a C, because we already have a C in the scale, C sharp, the root. Again, let's look at the numbers. This time we have 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6 and 7. This gives us these chords: 1 minor, 2 diminished, 3 augmented, 4 minor, 5 major, 6 major and 7 diminished. This scale causes a big leap between the 6th and 7th degree of the scale. So to alleviate this, we have the melodic minor. Again, let's look at the numbers. This time we have 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Historically, we only use the melodic minor when ascending the scale and return to the natural minor when descending. But there are no rules, so it's up to you. Anyway, to create the melodic minor, we raise the 6th as well as the 7th, which produces these chords: 1 minor, 2 minor, 3 augmented, 4 major, 5 major, 6 diminished and 7 diminished. So the major scale has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. All 3 of the minor scales we have looked at today, natural, harmonic and melodic, all start with 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5. So the first 5 notes of all the scales only have 1 note difference, and this is the 3rd, which indicates whether the scale is major or minor. The differences in the 3 minor scales are simply whether the 6 and 7 are flat or not. There is a lot to take in here since we've covered 4 different scales. Sometimes a change of perspective helps. So here are what all these scales and chords look like, starting from a root of E for both major and minor. Okay, well I think we've covered enough ground for today. As usual, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe to help this channel grow. And there is a link below to a free PDF and MIDI file that can be used to accompany this lesson. I hope to see you all soon, and in the meantime, have a great day.